Good morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Miss Cope's Read Aloud. We are reading With the Might of Angels by Andrea Davis Pinkney, and I do have permission from Scholastic to read this with all of you. Today is Wednesday, April 15th, and this was our first week of online learning, and it has been a blast seeing all of your faces and chatting with all of you. I hope you're working hard today, because today I will not see you face to face. It's our teacher day, but I hope you work super hard on all the work we've left you for math and reading, and I will talk to you tomorrow. All right, so last time we read, we left off on Wednesday, January 26, 1955, and Dawnie and her family, they're still getting all these phone calls. So you know what? Her daddy had had enough, and he took the phone off the hook. So now let's see what's gonna happen next. Diary book. Another day of Vaseline cheeks and slippery somersaults. Today, Gertie asked me how I get my skin so smooth. Vaseline by the ton, I said. Thursday, January 27th, 1955 diary book. Gertie and I walked home again today. She had a pocket full of gumdrops, all colors. But our walk turned from sweet to sour as soon as we got off school grounds. Somehow the Hatch brothers, dun dun dun, had hooked up with Teresa Ludlow and her friends, the PE class witches, and they were following us from behind. Teresa started off with the troublemaking. A colored and a Jew, both at our school. That's a bad combination, she said. Next came Jeb Hatch, calling out. I think I smell a fish, Cecile said. That's not a fish, that's how dirty Jews smell. I started to walk faster, but Gertie was slowing down. Then she just stopped, dead in her tracks. She turned to face those boys and the witches and stepped right into the center of them. I've never seen a white girl stare down a white boy with such fury. Gertie got right up in Cecile's face. What did you say? All my insides were clanking. The panic monster had his shaboodle shake on full blast. Nobody said anything. Gertie just kept glaring. One of the witches said, better not mess with her. She may put some kind of Hebrew hex on you. Gertie leaned in. Cecile backed away. So did his brothers and the other kids. So did my panic monster. Gertie turned towards home, walked past all of them, her shoulders pumping through the wall made by the group. Come on, Dawnie, let's go home, she said. Right then, on what was probably the coldest day in Virginia, I was warm as coals, stoking a pot-bellied stove. Later, I asked Mama, what's a dirty Jew? And what's a Hebrew hex? Mama looked horrified. Where in the world did you hear such disgusting talk? I knew anything coming out of the mouth of Hatch Boy or one of those witchy girls had to be bad, but I wanted to ask the question just how they said the words, so I'd get the full real answer. Mama said, if I ever hear you talk like that again, I will wash your tongue with Lyle. Do you hear me, Dawnie? I told Mama all about Gertie Feldman and the Hatch brothers and Teresa and her friends. Gertie lives on Maple Street down by Ormond's, I said. Mama sat me down. She explained the history and culture of Jewish people and the persecution they've endured. She told me about a man named Adolf Hitler, World War II, and something called the Holocaust. It is an ugly story, Mama said. Now, I looked horrified. I knew nothing about Jewish people. I thought white people were white people, and if they had different religions, it didn't matter because they were white. I had no idea that whites hated other whites because of their religious beliefs. Living in Hadley, all I knew was that most people hated Negroes, and the same was true the other way around. Most Negroes did not like whites. Well, now I had a white friend, and she liked me too. So, as far as Gertie and me were concerned, there was no other way around it. With all due respect to Mama and Daddy, I don't believe there is no hate in God's eyes. Has God seen the Hatch brothers and Teresa Ludlow and their friends? They are full of hate, hate, hate. They probably invented the H word, and I hate it. So it's true, not only are people persecuted or treated poorly because of the color of their skin, but also because what they believe in, their religious beliefs. Friday, January 28th, 1955, diary book. Gertie came to school with more shine than me. I tried Vaseline, she said. How does my face look? Gertie had caked the stuff too thick. Even her eyelashes were gloopy. In the girls' room, I helped her thin down the Vaseline by spreading my palm across her forehead. Now, Gertie Feltman is a city slicker who's not too slick. Monday, January 31st, 1955. Dear Mr. Jackie Robinson, happy birthday. If my figuring is correct, today's your 66 or 36. That's as old as Daddy. Did the Dodgers help you celebrate? If I was invited to your birthday party, you'd let me blow out the candles. I'd wish for a job for my daddy. Filled with wishes, Dawnie Ray. Tuesday, February 1st, 1955, diary book. The only thing I really miss about Bethlehem is Negro History Week. Yolanda told me that starting Monday, 7th graders at her school get to pick their favorite notable Negro and give an oral report in front of the class. If I was still a student at Bethlehem, I wouldn't have to think twice about the subject for my oral report. I wouldn't need to study or practice either. I can speak good about what colored people have accomplished. I would be happy to give a speech. The Panic Monster takes a vacation during Negro History Week. There is no Negro History Week at Prettyman Corbin School. There is no Negro History anything at Prettyman Corbin School. So now today we have a whole Black History Month, right? And even 5th grade, we research influential people. And Jackie Robinson is one of them. So cool. Wednesday, February 2nd, 1955, diary book. Very early before the in-between, my throat hurts. Missing school and having to make up work will hurt worse. Prettyman, here I come. Thursday, February 3rd, 1955, a diary book. Feels like I've swallowed a rusty saw. Oh, my throat. I spent much of today wishing I could put my head down on my desk and sleep. I'm sure my classmates would have laughed from here to Halifax County at the sight of me drooling onto my books. Thankfully, there was no drool, only a long day at school. Friday, February 4th, 1955, diary book. That rusty saw has met up with a heap of cotton inside my head. My ears are more stuffed than Mama's pincushion. I'm so tired I've been moving slow all day, thinking slow too. What was Mrs. Elmer saying about bacteria? I bet that'll be on Monday's biology test. Saturday, February 5th, 1955, diary book. Spent the day coughing, sniffling, period. Monday, February 7th, 1955, diary book. This morning, I woke up with a nose so red, I could have been mistaken for a circus clown. I must have sneezed 10 times before rolling over on my pillow. My sheets were clammy, too. When I looked out my bedroom window, there was a whole mess of hurly-burly snow flying sideways. I could tell by the rattling of my windowsills that there was some mean wind outside. Still, I was hot as heck when I sat up in the morning. Morning was full on bright. What time is it? I asked Mama. You're staying home from school today, Mama said, bringing me tea and 2 handkerchiefs. It is every child's wish to hear her mama say she's staying home from school, and I'd be lying if I didn't admit there have been times I have prayed for the coop so I could miss at least one day of school. But couldn't the day be next week after my biology test? I'll stay home tomorrow, I told Mama, kicking off my sheets. Mama's hands came on fast, sliding my bed covers back near to my chin. You've got a cold, Dawnie, and you shouldn't be spreading it. I told Mama about the test and how missing the test would hurt my grade. I'll send a note to school explaining, Mama said. She tried to comfort me by adding more honey to my tea, but a bathtub of honey could not have sweetened the ache I felt from having to miss my biology test. Then Mama brought a jar of camphor rub and started gooping it on my chest, under my nose, and behind my ears. I thought Vaseline was bad, but camphor? Ugh, that stuff is more powerful. Its fumes could clear the pipes on the crustiest church organ in Lee County. I never ever thought I'd write this, but more than anything right now, I want to be sitting in Mrs. Elmer's class answering questions about how bacteria grows. February diary book. Home from school again, swallowed the rusty saw all day, cotton on the rain. What day is it? Too weak to write more. Saturday, February 12th, 1955 diary book. 2 more milk bottles were thrown at our house tonight. 2 more quarts of hate. Sliding onto the snowy floor of our front porch. Daddy's taken to spending nights propped in a chair by our front window, watching through our curtains, trying to keep us safe. Saturday, February 19th, 1955 diary book. Goober made me a red paper heart that's as big as his head. When I told Goober Valentine's Day has come and gone, he said, "Love is all the time, Dawnie." Aww. Sunday, February 20th, 1955 diary book. More sideways snow. The tree mops string are frozen clumps of cold stuck to an icy rope. How many days till May? Monday, February 21st, 1955 diary book. Feeling better. I begged Mama to let me go to school today if she'd have allowed me to get out of bed for something other than to use the bathroom. I would have gone to Mama on my knees saying, "Please, please, please." "You'll go back to school tomorrow," she said. "One more day at home will do you good." This must be what jail feels like. I hate being stuck at home. At least the snow has melted. As I write this, the sky outside is beautiful, stalk of bright blue. My wax paper leaves are showing off their colors. They're opposite but same yellow-red veins. Mama loaned me a wax pencil from her pattern making kit. I have decided to name my leaves. I wrote their names at the top of each. Dawnie's, the one in yellow, Gertie wearing red. Tuesday, February 22nd, 1955 diary book. People say if you can smell something bad on yourself, it really stinks. I knew I'd be showing up at school today smelling like camphor. Mama could only let me go back to school if I agreed to let her make me the queen of camphor. Phew, is that stuff powerful. The only thing smellier was the already dead frog from biology class. No wonder the snow has melted. The camphor fumes must have seeped from our windows onto the street. Today its odor rose so high off my clothes that even the neighborhood dogs ran in the opposite direction when they smelt me coming. Same with the kids at school. More than usual, they did their best to avoid me. Gertie was glad to see me, though. Camphor was the first thing she said when I slid into my homeroom seat next to her. "My papa uses camphor rub on me when I'm sick," Gertie said. "Your daddy, the doctor, uses camphor?" Gertie nodded. "Rubs it all over me like he's waxing a car. I will not be telling Mama that a real true doctor uses camphor. If she ever finds out, she will for sure keep me steeped in that stuff." Gertie had volunteered to clap erasers and sponge the blackboard when I was gone. She said there's only one good thing about that bad job, Mr. Williams, the janitor. Today I was back to clapping the erasers on my own. When I got to Mr. Williams' closet to dump my chalk water, he helped me lift the bucket to the lip of his sink. "Missed you," he said. "You smelled me right away," he said. "Camphor is good for the soul." Later, after supper, Daddy showed me a Look magazine article about Jackie Robinson. In the picture, Jackie's holding his bat high over his shoulders. I clipped that photo and pasted it to my bedroom mirror. I can see why they put Jackie in Look. He sure looks strong. Daddy's grown restless trying to find a job. While I did my homework, Daddy went outside in the cold, dark night time. He took my bat with him from where I sat at our kitchen table. I could see Daddy out our back window, swinging and swinging at my tree mop. When I finished my homework, I asked Mama if I could go outside with Daddy, expecting she'd say no. But she let me. I yanked my hood strings tight at my neck, put on my mittens. Daddy and I took turns batting. All right, that's it for today. I will see you tomorrow, my friends. Thanks for tuning in and watching. As you hear, the jets are flying overhead. I live right by the airport. I'm in Winooski, so I hear them all the time. But I will see you tomorrow. Have a great Wednesday, Tootles.